Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we are looking at Invincible Iron Man issue 10, the wedding issue, the wedding of Emma Frost and Anthony Stark. So let's get into this. So I've not generally been reading this, but in terms of how this fits into the X-Men story, it has a big part of Fei Long, who is currently working with Orchis and who is an enemy of the X-Men, and he has pretty much taken hold of Iron Man's company. He's created Iron Sentinels, should we say, and he's clearly set up Rhodey. So Rhodey is given this phone, and Tony Stark is given this phone, and neither of them called each other. And it's clear that he's about to be set up as he sees Phelon walking in there. So the fight begins with Rhodey and some inmates who are going to kill him. Tony loses his marble, so to speak, and he goes to lose it with Fei Long, which is what he wants. He wants this to happen. And Kingpin steps in and stops him and says arrangements have been made. And you got Sandman busting in to save Rhodey, as well as the Living Laser, who doesn't have powers, but he can still handle himself in prison. So the job is not done, and Rhodey says you need to win this war. Do whatever you can win this war, etc. And he, for Iron Man not to have Rhodey next to his side is hard, because I think every time that he does, he's got Rhodey, having his back, and that's how he always wins, etc. So we also learned that it's Kingpin, because Kingpin is currently looking after Emma Frost's interests in the Hellfire Club, etc. So he is holding all the strings. Obviously, he wants his wife back, Typhoid Mary, but he is the front for Emma and Tony to hide in the back. We also learned that he's thinking about power. So Anthony has to ask nicely, etc. So going back to the now. So that was the past. So going back to the now. Emma. So we've seen this bit in issue 26 of X-Men, where Emma Frost sees Phelon at the party and she wants to take him out, and they have this sort of argument. She kicks in the ball. She goes to go do what she's going to do, but we also learned that Tony Stark needs to get information from Phelon around these Sentinels that he's created. There is information in there that he needs, etc. So yeah, so they make it look good. They're engaged, and it's sort of becomes a shotgun plan, so to speak. And this plan sort of begins with Tony Stark playing the addict, in terms of he couldn't drink booze, etc. He's an addict, so he saved people, etc. That's why he was in the Iron Man costume. Now he's retired, etc. So he also makes a play in terms of saying that he thinks Emma Frost went off in his armor to Mars. They're probably gonna start a new Mars attack, a reboot, etc. of the famous 1996 film, which I still love, because it's highly amusing. Although there were some moments when I watched it, because bear in mind I would have been a teenager, where I thought, whoa, that's quite scary. Anyhow, so they're going to go get married. That is the plan. But he also said to Fei Long that he doesn't want him at the wedding, and that will become quite a moment later on. So they go down there. She's got an X on her necklace, which Forge gave her, and it's just a reminder not to wear that, because anything with X, people may put two and two together. So Tony Stark, in his little Stark shell, attacks Zeke Stain's warehouses and takes out some drones and robs them. So this sort of suit isn't designed for fighting, but he does need to improve those things at some point. But he can do a few bits, etc. And Deadpool helps him get it away. He turns up the wedding, and yeah, well, this may be the only time that Anthony Stark gets married. And Emma Frost looks a dish in this Kendall persona, etc. So they're doing what they have to do. However, Phelong turns up, which is what they wanted to happen, allowing Emma Frost and Tony Stark to go into his mind, where he sees this reel. And I could be wrong. This is perhaps one of those reels that Tony Stark has not seen from Howard, and it's around a mysterious element from sort of a different universe, etc. That's if I've read it correctly and remembered it correctly in the last 5 minutes, etc. However, Phelong works out that they're in there, but Emma Frost puts a stop to that. So she wants to understand why he hates them, and so obviously he's got a big ego, but the reason he hates them actually is because his parents were mutants, but he did not get the mutant gene, and he was loved, not rejected by them. So yeah, so his story does not add up, etc. So she also puts in a thing that if he tries to put two and two together in terms of Kendall and Emma Frost, he will have a severe headache. Also, the answer is not to kill him as well, because, you know, Orchis will do that anyway, or something else will happen. So they'll keep him in the game, etc. So, and Phelong sort of isn't acting like the enemy. He also offers Stark an opportunity to regain some sort of visible role in your old company, etc. that he has taken over. So he's making little plays, etc. So and they say, well, we'll see you when I'm back at the Hellfire Club. So there's lots more to come to this interesting feud, and I'm not going to go by all the issues, but I will be catching up on Marvel Unlimited at some point, because it is now a part of the Krakoa era, this feud in the background, etc. You know, it plays into certain elements in those X-Men stories. So we also learned that Howard was talking, Emma believes that Howard was talking about Mysterium, which the mutants used as sort of a bargaining chip when they took over Araco, etc. And this is kept in the white hot room and can only be mined by mutants. And Tony Stark needs all of it for what he's going to do. So the honeymoon is over almost before it began. And the wedding of Anthony Stark happened with a psychic adventure and not a spray of fireworks and champagne, which Tony shouldn't be drinking anyway because he's an alcoholic. Anyway, hope you like my video. This will probably be the only time that I do the Invincible Iron Man. I'm pretty sure that feels like that's my intent, but if anything plays into the new event in the new year, I may grab issues, but I'm not actively going to go buy this. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you to those that subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.